Hey guys, it's Jordan. So today's video is going to be my bookshelf tour. I'm going to make the intro pretty short because I feel like this doesn't need a lot of describing. But basically today I'm just going to show you guys all of the books that I own. I think there is roughly 550. I've gotten rid of some, so that may not be exact, but it is somewhere around there. So if you want to see what books I own, feel free to keep watching. So starting out with the top of my shelf, which is literally just the very top, it's not really a shelf, I have a lot of historical fiction and then just some random books. So I've got The Four Winds, Firefly Lane, The Great Alone, and The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Then we have Where the Crawdads Sing, The Star-Crossed Sister of Tuscany, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, Such a Fun Age, A Little Life, We Are the Brennans, My Wife is Missing. This one is an arc of Half-Blown Rose, The Sign for Home, Cloud Cuckoo Land, and The Appeal. Moving on to the shelf below that is a lot of YA mysteries. So we've got One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Next, You'll Be the Death of Me, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. So A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Good Girl Bad Blood, As Good as Dead, and then 5 Survive by the same author. Then we have the Inheritance Games trilogy, The Inheritance Games, Hawthorne Legacy, and Final Gambit. Then we have my Jessica Goodman books, so They Wish There Were Us, The Counselors, and They'll Never Catch Us, and The Cheerleaders, Ace of Spades, 7 Dirty Secrets, We Were Liars and Family of Liars, None Shall Sleep, and There's Someone Inside Your House, and then I just have this little Disneyland thing. Then up top I have The Stranger Diaries by Ellie Griffiths, which is like an adult mystery, and Truly Devious. So the shelf is mostly Colleen Hoover plus some random romances. So we have my Penelope Douglas books, which is Birthday Girl, Punk 57, and Bully. And we have my Roni Lauren books, Yes and I Love You, What If You and Me, and For You and No One Else. Then up here we have my Mila Gray books, which are Stay With Me and Come Back to Me. And then starting with the Colleen Hoover books, we have Reminders of Him, It Ends With Us, Slammed, Point of Retreat, This Girl, Layla, Regretting You, Ugly Love, November 9, Maybe Someday and Maybe Not, Confess, Without Merit, the Bookworm Box edition of It Starts With Us. And then I have Hopeless, Losing Hope, Finding Perfect, and All Your Perfects, as well as Finding Cinderella, Too Late, Heartbones, and then the special edition of Heartbones. And then I have the regular version of It Starts With Us and the special edition of Verity. I have this little cutie in the corner. The next shelf is basically just random romance books. So up top we have Part of the Deal, The Wedding Date, Paradise Girls, and One Day in December. And then my Ellen Hildebrand books, so The Perfect Couple, 28 Summers, and The Hotel Nantucket. We have The Acts of Life, Shipped, What Might Have Been, Same Time, Same Place, Out of Love, Last Letter from Your Lover, Me Before You, All the Feels, The Layover, The Hating Game, Second First Impressions, Just Haven't Met You Yet, and This Time Next Year, Someone I Used to Know, Everything After, The Light We Lost, More Than Words, The Secret Bridesmaid, Boyfriend Material, and then The Simple Wild, Say You Still Love Me, The Initiation, Ache, and The Stopover. And then in the corner we have another little cutie there. So this next shelf is more romance. Up top we have some Tessa Bailey, It Happened One Summer, and Hook, Line, and Sinker. Then we have part of the Twisted series, Twisted Love, Twisted Hate, and Twisted Lies. The Never After series, Hooked, Scarred, and Wretched. Beneath the Stars, Be Still My Heart. The Cracks Between Us, Rootbound, Things I Wanted to Say, Bright Side, Serenading Heartbreak, The Grump Who Stole Summer, The Fine Print and Terms and Conditions, Things We Never Got Over, Riley Thorne and the Dead Guy Next Door by a thread, All Fired Up, and The Most Likely Club. And then up here is Lease on Love, You Wouldn't Dare, and Before I Let Go. So here we have some YA books. So we have my Nicola Yoon books, Instructions for Dancing, The Sun Is Also a Star, and Everything Everything. Then Things We Know by Heart. Then my Jen Bennett books, Starry Eyes and Alex Approximately. And my Jenny Han books, To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy and The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. Then we have Eleanor and Park, Call Me By Your Name, The Way I Used to Be, Again But Better, Paris Is Always a Good Idea, The Summer of Broken Rules, Tweet Cute, You Have a Match, 5 Feet Apart, Every Last Word, American Royals, and Normal People. And then up top are my Lynn Painter books, The Do-Over and Better Than the Movies. And the very bottom shelf is more YA books. We have They Both Die at the End and The First to Die at the End. These ones are not really YA, not all of them, but I just didn't have anywhere else to put them. We have Bad Habit, Beautiful Disaster, The X Talk, and then Today, Tonight, Tomorrow, which is YA. And we have A Thousand Boy Kisses, a couple graphic novels, Heartstopper and Pumpkinheads, You've Reached Sam, a couple John Green books, Turtles All the Way Down, and The Fault in Our Stars, as well as Looking for Alaska. A couple Morgan Matson books, Take Me Home Tonight, and Second Chance Summer. Then Emergency Contact. Sorry, I just realized that was not in focus. We have some Jennifer Niven, All the Bright Places, Holding Up the Universe. Then we have the Cruel Prince trilogy, Cruel Prince, Wicked King, and Queen of Nothing. I have a couple of the Selection books, so the Selection and the Elite, and a couple of the Shatter Me books, Shatter Me and Unravel Me. And then Tell Me Three Things, Admission, Dear Evan Hansen, and The Hate You Give. So moving on to the second shelf, it's just this little cube shelf that has 3 cubes. The first one has just some random mysteries and thrillers. So we have Would I Lie to You, The Night Swim, The Escape Room, The Passengers, Little Secrets, Don't Look for Me, The Silent Patient, The Sundown Motel, The Girl on the Train, The Lion's Den, When No One Is Watching, True Crime Story. Second shelf, I literally just keep my purse. And the bottom shelf has some other mysteries and thrillers, as well as some sci-fi. So we have Cover Story, Tell Me Lies, The Other Misses, Behind Her Eyes, Coraline, Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, Upgrade, Dark Matter, Recursion, and Project Hail Mary. On the top, we have this little thing that holds some mail, a lint roller, my book stamp. We have my second full-size shelf. The top has a lot of like fantasy kind of books. We have When the Sky Fell on Splendor, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, Ninth House, The Song of Achilles, The Night Circus, Kingdom of the Wicked, Crescent City, Shadow and Bone, Windy Darling, Once Upon a Wardrobe, The Atlas Six, Daughter of the Pirate King, Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves, The House in the Cerulean Sea, The Midnight Library, and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Then we have another shelf that's mainly romance. The City of Ember up top, kind of random. Then Set on You, When True Loves, Daisy Jones and the Six, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Maybe in Another Life, After I Do, and Forever Interrupted. Those are most of my Taylor Jenkins Reid books that are paperback at least. Then my Christina Lauren books, Twice in a Blue Moon, The Unhoneymooners, Love in Other Words, Autobiography, Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, My Favorite Half Night Stand, Something Wilder, and The Soulmate Equation. Then we have Every Summer After, Dial A for Aunties, The Bromance Book Club, which I have 3. I've got the first one, Bromance Book Club, Undercover Bromance, and Crazy Stupid Bromance. And then my Renee Carlino books, Blind Kiss, Swear on This Life, The Last Post, Before We Were Strangers, and Wish You Were Here. And a little Mickey and Minnie. And up top we have Mary Jane and You Deserve Each Other. Next we have this thriller shelf that has a lot of books by the same authors. I have my Darby Kane books, The Replacement Wife, and Pretty Little Wife. Then I have my Ruth Ware books, In a Dark, Dark Wood, One by One, The Lying Game, Turn of the Key, The Death of Mrs. Westaway, and The Woman in Cabin 10. And I just have these little book of the month pins. Some Peter Swanson books, Every Value Break and The Kind Worth Killing, and Lisa Jewell, Invisible Girl, Watching You, I Found You, Then She Was Gone, The Family Upstairs, and The Family Remains. Then I have Riley Sager, Home Before Dark, Lock Every Door, The Last Time I Lied, Survive the Night, The House Across the Lake, and Final Girls. And my Alice Feeney books, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Daisy Darker, Sometimes I Lie, and His and Hers. And I just have this little fake gem. Next is more romance books. Up top are my Mia Sheridan books, so Archer's Voice, More Than Words, and Most of All You. And then this side we have Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, Bittersweet Heart by Helena Hunting, Dead Romantics, and When We Were Friends. Then we have my Elle Kennedy books, so I have the Off-Campus series and Briar U series, as well as the special edition version of The Chase from the Bookworm box. And then Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy. A couple Beth O'Leary books, The Flasher and the No-Show, then Float Plan. A couple Casey McQuiston books, I Kissed Shara Wheeler and One Last Stop. Pack Up the Moon, some more Tessa Bailey, Tools of Engagement, and My Killer Vacation. Rebecca Searle, When You Were Mine, Edge of Falling, and In 5 Years, and then the Ravenhood trilogy. And down here we have the majority of my other thrillers. Starting off here, we have Darling Rose Gold, Shutter Island, Behind Closed Doors, and The Patient. Then The Good Daughter, The Last Mrs. Parrish, On a Quiet Street, The Floating Girls, The Other Woman, Secluded Cabin, Sleep 6. The Favor, The Final Girl Support Group, and then The Night She Disappeared, Hide, Good Night Beautiful, The Maid, A History of Wild Places, Stay Awake, and An Anonymous Girl. We have Stillhouse Lake, The Last Flight, The Girl from Widow Hills, and Confessions. Then we have He Started It, Mother of All Secrets, They Never Learn, Winter Water, and The Test. The Lovely Wife, The Sanatorium, Greenwich Park, Girl in the Mirror, Like a Sister, The Siren, and The Collective. And then up here we have Sharp Objects, An Unwanted Guest, All I Want, After We Were Stolen, White Ivy, Locust Lane, Taryn Fisher books, The Wives and the Wrong Family, Can't Look Away, And There He Kept Her, The Last Thing He Told Me, Hostage, Too Good to Be True, The Paris Apartment, Bunny, Shiver, and Falling. And Everything We Didn't Say, The Therapist, In My Dreams I Hold Knife, Breathless, A Flicker in the Dark, No Exit, Local Woman Missing, For Your Own Good, The Push, Hairpin Bridge, The Family Plot, The Maidens, The Wife Upstairs, and Gone Girl, Good Marriage, Before She Knew Him, Emma in the Night, Dark Places, Girl A, How to Find Your Way in the Dark, Blood Will Tell, and Mexican Gothic. And over here we have The Wife Between Us, The Whisper Man, The Couple Next Door, and Murder on the Orient Express. Onto the shelf next to it, I have some random romance books here. Just Another Love Song, Twisted Games, Indigo Ridge and Juniper Hill, Lessons in Corruption, Darling Venom, and Binding and Keeping 13. And here I have a lot of Bookworm box books, Before and After You, The Doctor, The One Who Loves You, and The Hope of You. And I have The Kiss Thief, Wait for You, Love Light Farms, Mr. Wrong Number, Every Breath, Meet Me in Paradise, and The Girl He Used to Know. And just some random hardback thrillers, The Family Game, You Must Remember, The Other Side of Night, Look Closer, and The Vicious Circle. Shelf is literally just candles. And this one has like photography books and my Polaroid. One just has some hardbacks up here. We have Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, The Grey Seer, Finley Donovan is Killing It, Anatomy of a Love Story, This Time Tomorrow, and Jurassic Park, The Lost World. I have See You Yesterday, Series of Unfortunate Events, the 13-book collection. And then over here I have Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And then down below that I just have like random things like cookbooks, old yearbooks, puzzle books, that kind of stuff. Here is this small purple bookshelf. It's a lot of really random books. So starting off, I have my Disney Parks cookbook and drink book. I have my friend Anna, Bringing Down the Duke, Yerba Buena, Anxious People, Writers and Lovers. We have Crave, and then some Frederick Bachman books. My grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry, Beartown, A Man Called Uwe. There is Beyond That, The Sea, The Latecomer, and The Magnolia Palace. And then I kind of have some like holiday themed books. So we have the X-Hex, Payback's a Witch, All I Want for Christmas, The Santa Suit, A Season for Second Chances, The 12 Dates of Christmas, Nick and Noel's Christmas Playlist, Landline, and In Holidays. Then we have Random Classic 1984 and To Kill a Mockingbird. These are like some random cat books, some poetry books, Silence, Almost Home, The Sun and Her Flowers, Milk and Honey, and a couple YouTuber books, Really Professional Internet Person, and You're Not Special. And then this one is The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. Up here I keep like my Amazon gift receipts, little messages people have written to me when they send me books. And then this is a children's book, The Magic Shirt of Every Color by Acacia and Jairus Kersey. And down here, more random books. We have The Heights, Out There, Night Shift, Mad Honey, Get a Life, Chloe Brown, Lessons in Chemistry, The Lifestyle, Malibu Rising, People We Meet on Vacation, Things You Save in a Fire, Most Precious Substance on Earth, Mrs. Everything, 13, Una Out of Order, The Dilemma, and The Lies That Bind. These ones are like old library books that I got at a library sale. Here is another Christmas book. This is A Cat Cafe Christmas. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. And then most of these are nonfiction. We have 14,000 Things to Be Happy About, Stranger Things Field Guide, Bird by Bird, To Power, The Artist's Way, This Is How You Lose the Time War, But Inside I'm Screaming, Obsessed, Unmasked, and A Face for Picasso. So my book cart is mainly books that are either like super anticipated or like newer books. Starting out, we have Booked for the Holidays, The Companion Project, and An Unexpected Paradise by Chelsea Curto. Then we have the Priest Trilogy by Sierra Simone, Priest, Sinner, and Saint. Throttled, Collided, and Wrecked by Lauren Asher. And then over here are my Mariana Zapata books. So All Roads Lead Here, The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, From Lukov with Love, and Colty. And this one has Spanish Love Deception, Addicted to You, Ricochet, and Addicted for Now. If He Had Been With Me, Stay With Me, Hollow Heathens, Ready Player One, Magnolia Park's Daisy Hates, and Magnolia Park's Long Way Down, and Icebreaker. And then I Fell in Love with Hope. And down here we have Horror Store, The Woman in the Window, The Chain, Beach Read, Book Lovers, The Idea of You, Accidentally Amy, Full Tilt, All In, My Year of Rest and Relaxation, A Love Letter to Whiskey, Ghosted, A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, Does It Hurt, and Love in the Time of Serial Killers. This one was hiding. I have cheat sheet on the end here. Other side of my book cart, I have like a bunch of paperwork that came with ARCs, as well as like letters from Bookworm Box authors, that kind of thing. Here we have my highlighters that I just got, and then this reading journal from Bookworm Box, and this reading journal. And then I have this book sleeve that my friend Mariana got for me. She wrote on it. She got it from a Polycon. And then just some random little postcards. My other book sleeve from Grace by Shan. All of my bookmarks. And these are all like tabs and like clear sticky notes. And this shelf I have Bend Towards the Sun, Red, White, and Royal Blue, The Last Letter, Mile High, In the Weeds, Neon Gods, A Brush with Love, 7 Days in June, The Problem with Forever, Funny You Should Ask, and The American Roommate Experiment. And lastly, this bottom shelf I have Unsub, Window Shopping, The Mistletoe Motive, The Rewind, Haunting Adeline, Where Time Stands Still, Consider Me, Meet Me Halfway, Baggage Claim, Flawless, The Confidence of Wildflowers and the Resurrection of Wildflowers, and then There Is No Devil and There Are No Saints. Alright, so that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what books I own. If you have any other recommendations, things you want to see from me, put them in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!